presentation, he states, and I quote him, "All things being considered, in excess of 35 million will be invested in the agriculture sector in 2022. But citizens of Grenada, there is no $35 million actually budgeted in the agriculture sector. Oftentimes, lawyers are accused of hiding things in fine print. But I invite you to look at the Appendix 1 of the Honorable Minister's speech, which contains the allocation by votes. And you would see that the allocation by votes for agriculture is in fact $19,250,945. It is not $35 million.
Most of that is probably recurring.
That 19 million represents a mere 1.4% of the entire budgetary allocation. Let me repeat that. Agriculture, food security, and food nutrition has only been allocated a mere 1.4% of the $1.3 billion budget. What does that tell us when we are in the midst of a global pandemic? A global pandemic that has made the cost of food rise significantly. A global pandemic that has made transportation costs, freight costs triple in some instances. A pandemic that has made logistics, shipping, and the supply chain far more difficult. And has posed significant disruptions to the export and importation of goods. It means that as a small island, we are very vulnerable to this disruption. And therefore, it is incumbent upon us to ensure that we pay more attention to being able to sustain ourselves by feeding ourselves. How can we do that? If only 1.4% of our $1 billion budget is allocated to food security, food nutrition, and agriculture. You can contrast that with the percentage allocation for concrete, drains, roads, buildings. Citizens of Grenada, we cannot eat the road. We cannot eat the concrete drains. We cannot eat the buildings. We run the risk of starvation and destitution if our resources are not put into agriculture, food security, and food nutrition. The National Democratic Congress, therefore, would have allocated significantly more resources to agriculture, to food security, and to food nutrition. We would have acquired the existing agro-processing plants like Winfresh, which is sitting idle, and place it in the hands of farmers cooperative to ensure that we can begin the process of manufacturing, processing, storing, preserving our fruit so that we can consume it domestically, so that we can guarantee markets for the production of our food, so that we can feed our school children healthy fruits, healthy vegetables grown in Grenada, so that we do not have to rely on importing food from Mexico and Miami at considerably high cost. We would have invested significantly in resuscitating our livestock industry to ensure that we grow more sheep, cattle, goats, rabbits. We would have provided support within Grenada was expanded so that we can continue to fight the high. So if we are serious about emerging strong from a post-COVID-19 pandemic, we must take our food security, food nutrition, and agriculture seriously. We would have embarked immediately upon a national replanting of our spices involving our farmers, our schools, our communities, and farm labor support. We would have channeled the temporary 2 weeks and 1 month debushing teams into full-time employment support for our farmers to assist with farm preparation, maintenance, and the reaping of crops. I will repeat, we would have transitioned the many citizens who are only given temporary 2 weeks and 1 month work to the bush on the side of the road into full-time employment to support our farm labor program, to support our farmers in the clearing, maintenance, and reaping given to those citizens so that they do not have to depend job. We would have enhanced the use of technology and education in agriculture. We must place more emphasis on researching new crops that can be grown in Grenada to expand our agricultural output. Therefore, an NDC administration would have invested in and given grants to all of our educational institutions, from St. George's University to the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute to the University of the West Indies, to assist us in researching new crops, to assist us in developing ways to combat the pests and diseases that plague our agricultural sector. And those issues must be done on an ongoing basis, because the same way the pandemic affects us as human beings, the same way the pests and disease affect our crops on an ongoing basis. And therefore, the necessary budgetary allocation to support that would have been addressed. We need to invest in storage and freezing facilities and chilling facilities to help not just our farmers preserve their produce so that they have a longer shelf life, but to also assist our fishermen in preserving their catch and in processing their catch, so that we get to the stage of having canned fish and preserved fish and minimizing the importation of salt fish from outside of Grenada when we have an abundance of fish within Grenada. The folks in Pitimartik and Carriacou and in St. Andrews have over several decades developed the art of preserving and salting and our own fish. And therefore we should be taking steps to help develop that industry and to help reduce on the importation of foreign salt fish into Grenada. I move on to the issue of education, youth, and skills training. A large chunk of the budget is subsumed under 2 ministries: the Ministry of National Security, Youth Empowerment, and the Ministry of Education and Social Development. These 2 ministries, combined with the Ministry of Infrastructure, Development, Transportation, and Works, make up the most significant portion of the budget, excluding our repayment of debts. So one would think that if significant sums are being invested in our youth, that if significant sums are being invested in education, that Grenada would have low rates of youth unemployment, a highly skilled and highly educated youth workforce. But is that the case? Do we have high rates of employment among the youth? Do we have a highly motivated, highly skilled, and highly educated
Let me just come in here really quickly, guys, because we are carrying this broadcast from Grenada, and for the entire evening, I don't know if you guys are hearing me fine, but for the entire evening, there seemed to have been some sort of internet connection. Hence the reason why we were trying to get the initial broadcast from the link itself. That never started, so we opted to a secondary way of getting the link, and it's not consistent, continuous internet interruptions, and I'm not sure how long it would be. We could continue to bring the broadcast if it's not of good quality, especially the audio and the visual. So I'm looking at it right now. We're still seeing, you guys still seeing exactly what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing right now. It's still interrupted, and there's no other way that we could carry the broadcast. So I'm going to monitor it. Again, the technical issue is not coming from our end. The technical issue that you're hearing is coming from the local end. It seems like they're having some kind of internet connection, some issue involving the internet connection, and we're going to monitor it for a little bit. If it comes back on, we're going to go back live. But this essentially was supposed to be the NDC response, press conference, response to the budget. And again, we are waiting to carry the broadcast. What I would like to have done, because we did carry the budget itself, and I think it's important that we hear from each side. It's important that we understand what's happening from the presenters and also the opposition side of the presentation. Hence the reason why we really thought it was necessary that you guys get to hear and see what is being said by the NDC. We may get a full-length readout, or hopefully we get a full-length video, because before I started, there were about 15 minutes or so where the visual was just blurred and no audio at all. So that's where we are right now, guys. If you look on the screen, that's what I'm seeing. No audio. It's not working well, and it's not from our end as well. All right, so just stand by, guys. We're going to continue to monitor it. Very bad internet connection. I was told that the location that they are in right now has some kind of problems in the internet. And the other thing is, we're also connected to their Zoom, and the Zoom is also no stream coming through the Zoom. So I'll say this here. It's important that anytime, whoever it is, whether it's a political organization, whether it's whoever it is, when something is important as this, you have to dot all your I's and cross all your T's, right? Because this is not a good look. I say this is not a good look. You have to prepare for this type of things. You know, you have to have backups. And this is important to a lot of people. There's over 1,000 people on the NDC page wanting to see this, and other media organization is trying to see this as well, but we can't even have a good connection. It really disable the whole reason for trying to get a contrasting opinion, because this cannot be redone. I mean, I don't know, guys. So again, we're sitting here, we're watching. That's what I'm seeing. The broadcast is interrupted. and I don't know what to say. Unless let me see if I could open up the phone lines. If anyone is there that could chime in on what they heard so far, what their take on it is so far. I think I could open up my phone line on my end, 718-701-5720. If anyone have an input on what the hell is going on here, please give me a call so we could chat a bit until they figure out the internet connection issues that is plaguing them in Grenada. 718-701-5720. Very strange. People are, let me see what you guys are saying. Rhonda, if you want to listen, why you get, okay, all right. Internet has been really bad lately. Our apologies. Okay, all right, we seem to get a little bit more video. In fact, the live ended. The live ended, guys. It ended. Let's see if we get a new link. But so far, guys, we have, I don't know what's happening. That is crazy. Guys, we're broadcasting live from Ridealong Studio B as we're trying to bring our the live broadcast, the NDC, as they supposed to be having a response to the budget. As you guys could see that they have been inconsistent visual. The team there has not been able to get the Zoom up and running, because that's what I'm seeing on the Zoom. That's where it's at right now. And the broadcast just ended. Yeah, the broadcast just ended. And there's nothing that we could do unless they send me a new link and see what's happening. Folks saying sabotage. Guys, give me a call, 718-701-5720. Let's speak on this. Let's chat a little bit, especially from the folks who was watching it and got to see the beginning of the presentation, because it was a blur on our end. We were just seeing people mouth moving and we wasn't hearing any audio. Hit the nail on the head, Junior. They cannot conduct a press conference, but want to run the country. It's important that you have things together, people. It's important that you have your stuff together. Let us step up. Let us elevate, right? Let us jet blue. Let us rise up. I know that there have been internet challenges, but this is important. And there should have been backup upon backups to ensure that if something like that were to happen, we have a backup. We know what we could jump to plan B. What is the plan B? Plan B for us here was supposed to be the Zoom, and voila, no Zoom. So we lose all connection here on the broadcast. I'm going to continue to check and see if anything come back up. So if Orlando, anyone there could, Randall or anyone could call in and give us some information. Again, guys, we were set to carry the broadcast of the NDC press conference budget response. And today is, of course, Thursday, the 2nd of December. And we was all set to carry the broadcast. The broadcast started for a short period and just recently just went offline. They have been, I'm not sure if if anyone from the team is willing to talk to us to see if they're going to be coming back on, or if we should end the live here. So let me make a quick call, guys, and see if I could get some answers. Stay tuned, because as soon as something come back up, we're going to. Orlando, we're live on Ride. Is it going to be coming back up because the live ended?
Yeah. I mean, you just check. The way this is going to be,
anything is going to. You expect anything coming on the Zoom?
pardon?
Is the Zoom going to start with anything?
We're trying. You all have questions asked, right?
Yeah, I mean, I want to get the feed. I had to do a secondary bypass just to get the feed from your page.
Well, we're trying because the internet went completely don't know, so we're trying to put back up stuff.
All right. Okay. Well, we're gonna wait. All right. Cool. Okay, guys. So there you go. 718-701-5720, guys. Give me a call and let's talk a little bit about what is transpiring here right now. We had over 1,000. NDC page had over 1,000 people there ready to watch the live, and was watching the live actually before it went down. Let me see if I could get some of your comments here. What you think about it thus far? See what you guys think about it thus far. So they can conduct the internet. How can they plan to? You guys bother. Anyway, guys, 718-701-5720. Call us up live. Call us up live and let us chat a bit. Offer assistance and give some advice instead of talking about getting things together, Junior. Offer what kind of advice? Antonia, why not offer assistance or give some advice instead of talking about getting things together, Junior? Well, Antonia, I don't know if you understand this, but I'm in New York, right? And the NDC is a political organization. The NDC hasn't hired me or anyone on my staff. We're not a part of the NDC or NNP or any political organization. We're an independent media organization, and they haven't contracted us. Simple. So I don't know exactly what assistance you're thinking that I could offer to the NDC at this point in time. Caller, you live, go right ahead.
Hi, Junior. Afternoon. It's so unfortunate that there seems to have been so many internet issues. I was looking at a comment of one of your posters talking about inability to get good internet service versus running the country.
Right.
There have been internet issues since on the weekend.
Right.
I am not sure how much control they have over the internet in Grenada. Sometimes when I'm in Grenada, I can't even get service.
Right.
It's horrible. I just heard in the court this morning the entire internet system went down again. How can we fix that? So many people. I was in therapy. I had to stop exercising to listen, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
So I mean,
why I understand
go ahead.
that
You're the tech savvy. You're the tech savvy guy.
Yes.
What do you think they ought to have done to deal with the type of internet connections that exist?
Right, and you have a very valid point. But what I'm saying is, I believe two issues that I have. One, the event did not start on time, right?
Good.
That needs to be fixed. I mean, if you say 2 o'clock, people have pressing time limit.
Well, you
Start
know me on time.
on time. First and foremost.
You know me on time.
Right.
Now, could internet connectivity issues have hampered that?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You have to prepare for this stuff, right?
You have to anticipate.
You have to anticipate. Have a plan A, have a plan B. If this happened, that happened. Now, I happen to know Spice Basket, and I stream in Spice Basket before, and I know Spice Basket have internet issues. So if that was the case, I would have made a plan B to ensure that if this happened in Spice Basket, which I know it happened, I mean, they're on the ground, they should have a plan B, have a fiber optic line, because this is important. People want to see this. So to me, it looked as if they didn't fully prepared for all of the different, all of the intricacies that could possibilities that could happen. Right, and that is important. That is important.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
On that note, as I said, you're the tech savvy guy.
Yes. Right.
All right. Well, listen, I'm there. I'm home. I'm all plugged in, ready to tune back in whenever they're up.
Right. Thank you so much.
All right, Junior.
Right, cool.
You know who it is.
Yeah, I know.
Later.
All right. Lindy Romaine says, Junior, you're not making no sense. I don't know which part I'm not making sense about. But let me reiterate on this. Let me switch back my audio a bit so you guys ain't gonna say that my audio is messing up as well. Let me get my audio thing going. Check. 1, 2. No. Okay, it's not going. 1, 2. Okay, my audio is back. Here's what I'm saying. And Kia said I'm being biased. Listen what I'm saying, guys. I am asking that whoever it is, if you have an event like this is a global event, right? This is a global event. You have to be prepared for plan A, plan B, and plan C. This is a big event. This is something that media organization was prepped to carry. Let me take the call again. Caller, you live?
Hi, Junior. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
Yes.
I just wanted to probably second you on that Spice Basket location.
Yeah.
If I may recall, correct me if I'm wrong. the press conference they had when he was elected, the official thing. Weren't there an issue also with the audio?
Yes, there was a problem.
It was very staticky and stuff like that.
It started very staticky, and this is the second. That's the second time around, right? And it shows that the media people who they have to handle this thing, they need to get it together.
Right.
That is. I don't care who it is, whether it's the GOLP or whoever it is. Get your stuff together.
Right.
This shows poor planning.
The plan Bs and the plan Cs probably, and the plan Ds.
Yes.
If needed.
Yes.
Once sorted out. Yeah, because I'm saying to myself, I said no. The first event that they had there, immediately after the election took place, they had issues with the audio. It took a while for the clarity to come through. I don't even think it came through properly throughout the entire event. So maybe Spice Basket may not be an option for them anymore.
Listen,
if this is
I had an event to do in Spice Basket at one time. I went out. The event was at 8:00. I went there at 3:00, and I realized that I couldn't stream from Spice Basket, and they had to make other plans to make sure that I get proper internet. These are things that you need to prepare for, and that's all I'm saying. There are fiber optic line that could be pulled in there to ensure that you're getting the best possible internet if this is important to you. And this is supposed to be an option, and probably they'll take me up on it next time and ensure that they have a plan B. That's all I'm saying. We have to learn.
Absolutely. And you know what? Time is of the essence, so we may just have to get it right at the first time, but at the same time you have to have plan Bs and plan Cs in order to execute those kind of things.
Yes.
So
have a plan B, have a plan C.
Offer solutions.
Yeah, I could offer solution.
Now, so,
the solution is, you know what I do? I stream all sorts of events all over the place. All over the place. You be there on time, you check your stuff, and you just sit and wait on the time. You start on time. This is important. Start on time.
Absolutely.
They'll
get it right. We just got to work with them.
We got to work. We got to work with them.
Yes, we got to work with them. They'll get it.
All
For
right.
the cause, they will get it.
Let's hope and pray that they come back properly. All right. Thanks again.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Cool. 718-701-5720. I want you guys to take on this, guys. Someone else is saying, let's get out and share the hell out of it. When it resume, it will be bigger. And of course, Renisha saying, Junior, you're talking shit. Well, Renisha, you have your right to say whatever you want to say. Listen what I'm saying. I'm saying planning. And I'll tell Orlando and the team there that was not a proper planned event if you didn't start on time, 1, and 2, you're having this type of problems. So whether you want to say a bias or whatever, a talking shit, that's up. You go ahead, say whatever you want. But the fact at the Spice Basket, and the media was given a specific link to join. A specific link was given to join. And as you can see, is blank. There is actually no feed, zero feed, no video coming into the link. So there's no way that media organizations could be a part of the broadcast. The reason why you guys was seeing it like how you were seeing it was because I had to do a kind of contraption to pull it out from the website. Now, this is not good enough, you know? And I ain't shy to tell Orlando and Randall and whoever else that organized this thing, get it right. Because the first time around, it almost was something like that. And the internet on the YouTube, on the Zoom was horrible. Get it right, guys. Get it right. Okay, Stephanie Leslie saying, I think there was on time on blackmail. I don't care whether it's blackmail, if you guys feel like it was a setup. Let's take this call. A caller, call me back, because I want to hear you guys' voices on this. Some people say that it was a setup. Junior, you just have your show and you don't be on time. Your audio sucks sometimes. Okay, and you are right. That happens, right? But if I am planning an event, if I'm doing an event, right? And my show, I do a show 5 days a week. And out of my 5 days a week show, if I have issues on one period of time or two period of time, that's a small percentage of the time. But I'll come back to you. Let me take this call. Caller, you live. Where you calling us from?
Hi, I'm actually calling from Grenada.
Go right ahead, Grenada.
Basically, I side with you. Outside of the internet issue, I think it's basically poor planning, because you have a press briefing, you advertise it, and as simple as it is, I was looking at it, and you can't tell me you have a press briefing like that. Your background is blue, and you're on a blue jacket, and you are almost being mesmerized into the background. Not even a banner, not even a drip, anything like that. And if, yes, we all understand that you have no control over internet, but trust me, everybody, there must be somebody there with a post-paid phone, trust me, that could be able to, I'd say, all right, even if it's a Zoom, let's sign on Zoom here as a backup in the meantime. And it just says simple backup. Yeah, we have, even my church, we have the problem with broadcasting, but guess what? There is always a backup plan. So as you rightfully said, you have an event, you need to be there a couple of hours before, ensure that you have everything in proper standing, and understanding the structure of Spice Basket. The roofing alone will affect the internet connection.
Yeah.
So I think the next thing that they need to do is to change the location. Yeah, if them and the owner of Spice Basket is friend and they get the place for free or at a cheaper rate, sometimes the cheaper way is not always the best way. Because at the end of it, you want to actually make an impression.
Right.
Yeah?
Yes.
Make an impression. Yes, you may have some diehard supporters, careless of your circumstances. We know that that's politics partisan. Whether NMP do shit, you're for NMP. Careless what they do, you're NMP. NDC do shit, you're for NDC. But there are some people that will be between. And these are the sort of things that they look at to help them make a decision. So you have to actually put an impression out there. So again, I think that they really need to change the location, because again, as I said, the ceiling in Spice Basket alone will prevent a proper internet connection. So even if they have to go in a party and pitch a tent and have a better presentation with some drips, because you're advertising your party. And as I say in the background, I'm watching Deacon Mitchell speak, and there's nothing in the back there that tells me that's NDC.
Right.
So if I never knew he was the political leader of NDC, I would never know that is an NDC occasion or NDC event, because there is nothing advertising there. So
the optics.
it's proper
The
planning.
optics.
Yeah. You need to have some planning. And I remember in the live post before I switch over to yours, I actually put a comment that say, if you want me help in the technical area, helping planning, and shoot me out. I'm not for NDC, I'm not for NMP, but if you want some help, ask for it, because it clearly states that it's obvious that the people that are handling technical issues are not au fait with that kind of thing. It's as we call it, is we say in Grenada here, some how do you call it? I forget the word they use, but in other words, a rookie that is doing with this stuff. And even with the appearance of the place, they need to do better than that. So again, like me, who are looking at everything, because I am neither for nor against, these are the things that will waver my mind against, because my impression counts.
Yeah.
That's one.
Thank you so much, caller, for your input. Let me tell you something. It's important, whether you're a friend of anybody, it's important that you could sit in front of them and tell them as it is, right? If I do a show, anybody do a show or an event or a broadcast or whatever, and it's not fitting or it's not right or it's poorly done, come straight to my face and tell me. So, McVeigh, yes, I do shows that is bad, and sometimes I have audio issues. I have to cut the live short. That happens, right? First of all, I'm not a political organization. I'm not making one of the biggest representation of press conference to the people. At the end of the day, the only person that lost out here, the only organization that lost out here is the NDC, because they missed out on this opportunity. So whether you want to nice it up and say, well, I can understand things happen, and I understand things happen, but what I am saying is this should never be happening. Look, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Look at what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a Zoom that was supposed to be feeding a signal to the broadcast so the media could carry this. I'm looking at what you're seeing on your screen is a Zoom link given to the media to carry this broadcast. Now, there is nothing happening in the Zoom. So what is that? What is that? Who lose out on this? I didn't lose out on anything. We were set here to carry the broadcast. We have no problem carrying the broadcast. So I am not going to sugarcoat it and tell Randall and Orlando or whoever the political leader is that they didn't prepare for this properly. This is not against the organization. You have to be able to sit in front of people and tell it as it is. You have to be able to sit, whether it's your friend or not your friend, all you have to stop that. You have to be able to sit in front of people and tell them as it is. Because it's your party or your support group or whatever. This is not professional. That is what I'm saying. This is not proper. And if you guys hearing a feedback, or if you guys not hearing me correctly, or if you guys hearing me bad, or if my audio is not good, the only person that missed out on this is me. I have technical issues. I'm not a political organization trying to be run the next government of Grenada. I am in my studio broadcasting, come here to carry a broadcast. That's why I'm here. I'm here to carry this broadcast. I am here to carry this broadcast. And let me know if you guys see in this broadcast. Voice of the unfiltered. Junior, you're behaving like a fool. All right, let me put it like this then. Good job, guys. Good job. You did the press conference. We heard everything. Everything was blatantly clear. Everything was nice. Everything was vibe. Everything was on point. We got all the points that the party wanted to make. It was on point. We understood everything. All the media organization were able to tune in. Everything was just pristine. Everything was really, really, really done well. So kudos to the organization for doing such a great job in presenting here today. I'm really impressed by the presentation. All right, I'm really impressed by everything that was said. I thought it was well received, and I am. Host meeting has ended. I thought it was well received, and keep going just like that. That's the way to go. All right. Anyway, guys, I just got a message here at the Zoom meeting that we was on that it just ended. So I'm not sure if the broadcast is going to start back. But guys, let me just say this again. We were here set up to carry the broadcast of the NDC. This was an event that we were, as a media organization, we carried the NNP budget. So we felt it fitting to carry this response. So we were all set and ready to do so, but we had internet issues. All right. Anyway, guys, this is where it's end here for me. Be on the program a little bit later at 6 p.m. in a program that we call on Thursday, Tell Me What's Pissing You Off, right? So we'll talk at 6 p.m. right here on Ridealong Live. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of our production today. Catch me at 6 p.m. Good day.